First of all, we must.
I
believe there was a big game in North London.
You wouldn't know it from that Tifo.
Straight in there. On Tuesday night. Arsenal 0, PSG 1. Dembele, early goal, 4 minutes. Keeps the crowd humbled, right? But could it have been more flex? Barcola missing the sitter. Ramos toe punts it onto the crossbar late on. Martinelli and Trossard missed their chances as well. Marino offside by half a body, potentially. We'll come to you first. You're at the game. Talk to us about everything from start to finish. What you thought of the Tifo, the early goal, the missed chances, you know, the lack of atmosphere I'm hearing as well. Lee Judges was definitely not happy with you, was he?
That's a load of rubbish about atmosphere, by the way. The atmosphere was great in the stadium. Even when we went down, the atmosphere was great. I don't understand that. I do agree with Abby on the Tifo, man. When I saw that thing go up, man, I was like, yo, is that it?
Talk to me about that dead Tifo.
Like
please.
FC25.
No, went on clip art, word up. Here's the
I'm printing it out.
You hold your hands up. And the funny thing is that there's a fan group wanted to do a big Tifo and had raised a load of money for it, apparently. And the club said to them no.
Yeah, I saw that. I did see that, though. Someone showed, I don't know if it was Kenya or Seth that showed it to me a couple of weeks ago, and that Tifo was dead as well. But like that.
No. That Tifo that I saw there, it looked all right.
No,
right?
it can't have been this
it's because Tifos have to be, you know what I mean?
Signed
you have
off.
to have some sort of theme to it or something like
Well, we
that.
had one up against Leon. It had
But
I reckon we'll
make
have
it happen.
Had loads of ex-players holding up European trophies and that, so they probably thought,
we'll probably have
what's
a
our
good
inspo
one.
on this?
Just put the logo on. Just do the logo. Just do the logo.
Honestly,
we ain't got anything else.
Honestly, we told this Tifo, which has been done by the club, right? When I saw that thing go up, I go, is that it? I said to the guy next to me, I go,
Say it.
Even you said, say it.
no, seriously, I was like,
All set.
What's that?
Oh, I made
it
that.
wasn't even hanging properly. You see, it was
It was
like,
lean off, Bridget.
but when I looked at it, I said,
So thick.
Lena.
to me, that's not a Tifo. That's just a banner. That was so bad.
I mean, honestly, if you thought that or a bit of North London forever was going to intimidate them, come on.
When they were going mad, tops off 45 minutes
Literally.
before. Flares.
They said, "What's that?"
Well, we used to, right? We actually did a video about that. It's coming out, right? With Lee yesterday, right? He's very angry.
He was angry, mate.
And I agree.
that.
I agree with him on this one. And I'm not sure. We was actually saying, I'm not sure if you guys will be in agreement with this as well. When you go away to these grounds in Europe, you put on the top tier of any ground. With the other day, Real Madrid, great atmosphere. But if you're in the main thing, you ain't going to hear Arsenal fans because we're right at the top, behind double netting, and that's every ground. It's the same at Inter Milan, the same everywhere, and it'd be the same for you in Bilbao. It's the same for you when you went. It's the same
They ain't
for
putting you lower by the
right?
qualifier.
No. And then when
Not these lot, though.
when fans come from abroad here, we give them the lower tier.
You touch the grass.
You can bring your drums in. The other night when they scored, they got flares going. I'm like, yo, when I went to Girona the other day, they had a bin full of phone chargers.
That happened to us
where they
when we went
confiscated
there.
it off of every single fan.
Can't even have your phone.
Why is it? We've got to stop this. We've got to start. Tottenham, you make them come lower tier behind the goal. That we do it. You do it.
It's an English thing.
It's right. We give them the best seat.
Now, to me,
as well,
you're
to
giving
be
it
fair, right on the pitch.
Yeah, but there's a flip side to, because you got to think of it this way. When it's in the Premier League now and you're going Newcastle, you go, no, man.
That's the only ground.
Why am I up there?
No, but,
Yeah.
but
I mean, but really, what you're supposed to actually do is away fans are supposed to have a decent.
Flex, that's the only ground,
Allocation.
and they reckon it's for safety reasons or something. And I think that's bad as
Big
well.
Gallagher lower,
But but every other ground, they are told in the Premier League that you've got to have the fans lower tier or as near to the bottom
they're
as
travelling
possible.
far. Yeah, I think
because
that's
they
right,
want
though.
them to be
I agree.
part of it.
But I think that's right.
So why are we like PSG? They've got two drum. Arsenal go abroad as well. One time I spoke to one of those guys who goes with their thing. He said they wouldn't let him bring the drum in. I heard that when we play PSV, they weren't going to let the guys bring the drum in. They said none of us are coming in then. I would say, no, stay outside.
Yeah.
You know,
need a
you're
little
yarding.
bit
You're
of,
done
instead of
outside
asking
there.
for shin pads and for you, man, to bring your boots, you should just ask for a bit of legislation.
we got to stop
from your decision makers.
Bring your boots.
Allow that drum.
I want to see us stop
bring
this,
the
man. So
boots.
put them up a tier behind netting, like
And
what
your
happens to us.
socks.
It's a good point.
Every single game.
Do you know what?
Like the
But
Tifo was
PSG don't
shocking.
do that to you though. You'll be lower. You're down
Yeah.
low.
I've
been there.
But you still be behind like double netting.
Yeah, but that's
Respect.
a European
All of
thing.
that.
When I
Honestly,
went
it's not
young
good.
boys, it's just
Well, we should do-
bars.
That's
I mean,
a European
Girona.
thing.
When I went to Girona, they put you in this post that you can't see nothing.
Girona's, it's like 900.
You
in
went
between.
there,
I
innit?
was there, yeah.
Shocking.
I was behind the bench though.
But anyway, on the game, listen, it got off to a bad start. And we could have scored. They could have scored. When Barcola missed that chance, I thought to myself, I think we could still go through it.
Then when Ramos missed the next one, you probably thought that.
Yeah, because you know what? They should have scored that. And if it's 2-0, we're out. At 1-0, we still got a chance.
Yeah.
But
definitely,
they dominated the midfield, basically. Dominated the midfield. And,
that's what they did to us.
I thought the first half an hour of the game, they were brilliant. They were all over us. But then we came back into the game. I didn't want half time to come because we were playing really, really well. We were creating chances. Then in the second half, I thought, yes, we got the goal. Why they took so long? They've got the goal line.
What was it? 5 minutes?
I don't. Is there a reason why? Because when you're in the stadium, you don't even know what's going on.
Just 5 seconds that should take.
Why did it take so long?
I don't know because
I saw it back and it was an obvious.
It was obvious. It was obviously offside. But I think from where I was watching it in the studio, like from that angle, you couldn't see if he was.
I thought he was on from the angle.
From that angle, because there was loads. You couldn't actually see. Right. So but I don't know why with a semi-automated it took so long.
Semi-automated. I saw the one last night.
Once you then obviously
toenail, man.
Toenails. That one was mad.
I didn't feel like that was that close the other night. But obviously from the initial angle that you saw on the TV, it looked close. But actually, it wasn't close. It wasn't close at all.
But not to long it out, they dominated the game. They were the better team on the night. They could probably have had 2. Right, but they haven't, and we ain't out of it yet, right? So everybody,
come back as well.
You're not speaking your French accents and all this and that.
Oui.
It's not over yet.
Bien sûr.
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
I
fear it's not over yet because you mentioned
it should have been over.
PSG should have buried them, and they didn't.
You mentioned the fact that when they, obviously that they hit by the missed chances, whatever, and. For me, sitting there watching it, like it's like a sliding doors thing, right? Because that's happened in loads of our games, in big games like that, for example, in Europe. But that is a sliding doors thing because it's only one, and that game should have been out of sight, out of mind. I can sleep easy. I don't need to worry about it anymore. But I'm still worried because of those missed chances, and you're not going to play as badly as you did or be less up for it. Which I still don't understand why you look like you weren't up for it.
We were up for it, but I just felt the balance without Partey there. The problem is, we got schooled.
You just got schooled. That first 25 minutes.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
They taught you a footballing lesson.
And I think without Partey there, I mean, their first goal, Dembele's run straight down the middle of the park. I've not seen that at all for 3 seasons, let alone. And the thing is, there was no Partey. And then even what makes it worse is that normally when Partey's out, Jorginho comes in. And he's done well when he's come in. He's out as well with like broken ribs. So it just, I think Declan Rice forgot that he's supposed to be there.
But he didn't even have the first half an hour, 25 minutes. I've never seen Timber that engaged before. Kvaratskhelia
had it.
The way how PSG were so happy to take the ball under pressure, happy to take the ball in 1v1s. As soon as they turn it over, they're pressing you.
Yeah.
So I think I do actually think, so high.
And they do it very quick.
Very quickly. That first 25 minutes is like the boxer. That the first couple rounds, they've been a couple 10-8, you go,
You've been on the floor once.
Everywhere.
That's a brilliant analogy.
I was seeing Mendes up front a bit, Hakimi was coming in from the right-hand side, he's coming central, then Dembele's dropping. The Arsenal players went, Ross.
They were bamboozled.
Didn't know what to do. And to be fair, you did well to make sure that it weren't 2-0 in that period, because David Raya makes a massive save from Doué, and that would have been 2-0 then. Then, like you said, you grew into the game, but I just think that I thought Arsenal were going to win that 3-1. I was like, nah, at the Emirates.
Remember I said a close 2-1.
I thought you ain't losing. And
I
said big respect to PSG. But Partey not being there and getting that stupid yellow card against Real Madrid.
We said it at the time.
You could just see, those things don't normally happen when he's there. They don't normally happen.
PSG will have a plan though for when he does
they will,
go back.
Exactly. It's not like he's back, so like you'll just be alright. But all of that, when Arsenal fans were saying, to be fair, we'll beat them 2-0 in league thing, man. Yeah.
Not me though.
Yeah.
Not me, right?
Laurie was saying that. Yeah.
Not me, because I've seen
that's
them.
A different PSG.
Turkish
not
said 4-1, didn't he?
Yeah, not me. I was walking to the game. I said it on one of our channels. I was walking to the game, and a guy asked me, "So, what do you reckon? What do you reckon, Rob?" And I go, I go a tight 2-1 to us. He goes, what? Like the man's vexing me. 2-1. No, we smashed these lot, man. I said,
do you know what I think it is?
I go, they beat Liverpool. Yeah, Liverpool were top of the group thing, right? They took apart. I saw their game. I've watched all their games since we played them, right? They're good. Very good. I go, it's going to be a tight game, bro. He's good.
Have you got even more respect for them now you've seen them in person as well?
Yeah, because they're They do. That boxing analogy thing you said, so perfect, right? Because it's almost like they just came out and then boom, right?
You know what you turned to?
We were there like...
Did he hit me?
Yeah.
Which one of them hit?
We were there like this. Like, you know, in the...
Got no teeth left, mate.
Not
They're
on
all
jab
gone.
like this and that, right?
You didn't know what to do.
No.
I was going walking for
Yeah. But then you get to
Fucking
get
shin
around...
pads. Where do your shin pad, guys?
You know what I mean? And you've got your
Where are
lips...
your
You know, in
socks?
boxing, you've got your lips bleeding. They've got a cut
Mouth
above your
guard on
eye.
the floor.
But then now, you come out now and you start to have a few good rounds. And you start to say... Actually, well up, right? And then you start to come back into it, and then you just kind of hang it. And you know, I think a lot of people were saying Arteta should have went for it more later on. I think that he was kind of looking at it and thinking, let's stay in this,
Keep it.
I think you were out of ideas towards the end. Like, it kept going long. It looked like there was a clear emphasis on saying, listen, they're pressing.
I have to
go long, try play off the
trying
seconds.
to beat their press.
One thing that did annoy me in the game, the only thing, right, I'll say, right, not making excuses, that referee,
I can't lie, he was
he
poor.
didn't allow any physical, because if you're playing against a team like that, you need a little bit of physicality, right? He didn't allow nothing. That time when Saka beat Mendes, he won.
It wasn't a foul.
He's running in on goal.
Mendes
this
is
man
falling
just fell
over.
He wasn't even. It was
And
the linesman.
Donnarumma.
Linesman, yeah.
For the corner.
Donnarumma just fell over. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, you know what I mean? Hopefully we get a better referee in the next game.
Can I say one thing though?
They ain't done.
Mars Lewis Skelly, man.
Yeah, different.
Wicked you.
Put him
Physical
in
as well.
midfield.
But even if
No,
they
mate,
don't
put him in
and
midfield, Robert.
that's an all-timer. That was
Head gone.
brilliant.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
That is
You know what was funny when you go,
That's
well,
gotta
when
be
have you
top
seen?
five.
When have you seen him play like he left back before he coming out?
He's got a point, though.
Which is true.
And you know, right? I'm interviewing him, right? And I'm thinking, I just thought it's normal. That's a normal question.
He
just went from 1 to 100, like.
The veins, man.
Everything.
That's
got to be.
I nearly dropped the mic, man. I was
Was there spit coming as well?
No, there's no spit.
Profit.
I was like, yo.
was
Where'd
brilliant.
that come from?
That's
But
one of the
Lewis
top
Skelly,
five.
yeah.
Top five best days.
Yo, sorry to cut you, man.
Yeah.
And
Go
the funny
straight
thing
in
is,
at
right,
number
he
five.
said to me
not
he came
move
out
that.
late, right, because he normally comes a little earlier. He said he came out late because he was in a bad mood, right, after the game.
I was just sitting there looking at him.
Imagine
Kicking the
if
floor,
he'd been on earlier,
Yeah.
bro. He might have hit me or something.
He was close to. And do you know what? I have to admit,
he's
I agree
brave.
with you about the fans here, because when they came in, no tops on, you know, I can't buy a bottle of water with a lid on.
No,
But these men can bring in 4 drums, 10 drumsticks, flares.
Sorry.
They had the
What's
drum-
going on?
They had
I can't
the
buy a
drum-
bottle of water with a lid on.
Onto the metal, yeah.
Come on, man.
Extra
This
support. You don't need to hold it, mate.
I just would like to give really, really special shout out to someone. Okay.
Lewis Skelly.
No. Expressions.
Oh, my word.
That
Mum was
level.
with the ultras, man.
That's Everton level
That
stuff.
level of trolling,
Yeah.
you can
That's
just
Everton.
only commit. I just
What
love
if it
it.
backfires?
No, not if you lose.
No,
You
not
gotta wait.
if you lose. But
I don't think
still,
he's thinking about that at the
that's-
minute.
do you know,
But it
the
worked for that
level-
round, for that leg.
Oh, it worked.
He's got to go to Paris
He's
now.
got to go to Paris.
got to go to Paris.
Will
Hex
X.
must
See it
go
through.
to Paris.
You must jump on a
You must.
Eurostar
You
and
must,
get
you
amongst
must,
the
you must.
ultras in the second leg.
That killed
Yeah.
me. Absolutely killed me.
But
Wow.
yeah, but Lewis Skelly though, man, he looks like someone who's been playing for years. He has this thing. It kind of annoys me, but at the end I always clap. Yeah, he's like, "How are you winning these fouls like this, bro?" He keeps leaving his leg, puts his back there,
Smart.
and his thing. And he can't get the ball off him, and he played 2 wicked reverse balls. One for Trossard,
Yeah.
put him in, and one for Martinelli,
great
put
save,
him in.
Mike.
Great save
Inverting.
from Donnarumma, that.
I
as well.
thought
Quality.
at first I was like,
Quality.
Trossard, you should have buried that. I don't think he did much wrong.
He plays it
just a
across the
great
keeper.
save, wasn't it?
Donnarumma deserves respect
Yeah.
as well because people think like he's quite suspect. I don't know.
And you know
why
the
that.
funny
He's
thing is, in the
Big
first game
moments.
when we played him, Donnarumma was suspect,
2 mistakes.
but he played very well.